Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Play Branson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. My name's Chris Meyer. I'm going to be your host today. Our guest today is Ashley White, and you maybe haven't heard of her before, but she's an up-and-coming entertainer here in Branson, Missouri, and so we're going to talk to her here in just a little bit. It is Christmas in Branson, and so one of the things that we like to do on occasion is give you Branson tips. And so I have with me today is the Branson Christmas Map. So if you're a tourist in town and you're looking, hey, what's going on? Check out this Branson Christmas Map. It's all over town. And what I really like about it is on the back of the map, it actually lists a lot of the shows in town, and it tells you which ones are 100% Christmas, which ones are 50% Christmas. It's also got some great coupons for Lights of Joy, the Toy Museum, different things like that. So check out this Branson Christmas map around town. Now, I've got some useless trivia for you that will not matter in your life one bit, but it's kind of interesting. The smallest dog living, and I know a lot of people like dogs out there, in terms of height, is a female Chihuahua called Millie, and she measured 3.8 inches tall on February 21st, 2013. That is a small dog. When she was a newborn, she could fit in a teaspoon and had to be fed with an eyedropper. And at 1 year old, she only weighed 20 ounces. That is a small dog. The tallest dog ever is Zeus, a Great Dane who measured 44 inches tall. That's like almost 4 feet. On October 4th, 2011, weighed 155 pounds and ate approximately 30 pounds of food every 2 weeks. Going into some music trivia, in 1996, Ringo Starr appeared in a Japanese advertisement for applesauce, which is what Ringo actually means in Japanese. Did you know that? I did not, so now I know something new. Guess who the oldest artist to top the UK single chart is? It was Louis Armstrong, aged 66 years old in 10 months in 1968 with What a Wonderful World. So for those of you out there that are entertainers, you can still chart at an old age. It's kind of a thing where a lot of times people are like, they're too old, but here it was done. So folks, we'll be back in just a minute with Ashley White. Hang tight.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. And today here I am with Ashley White. Welcome to the show, Ashley. It's good to have you here.
Good to be here.
First time on the show, and we promoted you as a up-and-comer, a rising star in Branson. And you, even though you're new here, you've been doing this music business thing for a long time. And so we always like to go way back. And so take us way back and tell us a little bit of your musical history.
All right. Well, I started singing whenever I was about 6 years old. I grew up in church, and my dad was a pastor for 33 years, so I grew up singing in church. And my sister and I had a duo, and we sang together quite a bit. And
this is a tape, folks. For those of you that have never seen this is a tape.
Yep, that was our first recording. We met Tommy Overstreet, and he kind of took us under our wing and took us to Nashville, and he was the producer of that album. So that was pretty awesome to be able to experience that at such a young age. And that was our first experience with a live band as well, because he had a show at Truman Lake Opry up in Warsaw, and that's actually where we met him. So then fast forward a few years, and our brother joined us. And his name is Brad. I'll tell you our names. Brad, Amy, and I'm Ashley. We were called the Praters. That was our last name. And we recorded this album here in Branson, and Tammy Felton was our producer for that. And she's pretty well known in Branson.
She worked for the Osmonds for many, many years.
Yep. And then our last album that we did, we recorded that in Nashville, and Les Butler was our producer on that one, and we were under his record label.
Yeah, and so for those of you that maybe don't know that name, Les Butler is like big in Southern gospel. He's been singing news. I think is he inducted into the Hall of Fame? Like, I think he is.
Probably. I'm not positive.
And so
but,
Les is a big fan of Branson, has been here many times over the years.
Yep.
But that's pretty impressive when you have someone that's kind of a bigwig in that industry help you.
Yeah, that was awesome. We were under the same label as the Crab family, and we got to tour around. We did about 200 plus concerts a year.
Wow.
When we were traveling, and we did about, of course, we were still in school, but we traveled to about 15 different states each year.
Wow.
And had a bus, and so we got used to traveling and singing quite a bit. And then we all three got married the same year, and it kind of fizzled out because it was hard to keep going after that.
Now, it says here you placed 7th overall in the National Quartet Convention solo singing competition. Was that when you were like all together, or was that you separately? Or?
Yep, that was whenever we were singing as the Praters, but I entered that as a solo. So I think I was about 14 years old, and that was quite the experience as well.
Yeah.
And the following year, actually, we had a booth at the quartet convention. So
you did stuff also with American Kids.
Mm-hmm.
So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, American Kids organization. Whenever I was in my early teens, we did a lot here in Branson. We were in competitions, and Dr. Dale Smith, many people know
Dr. Dale.
him, Dr. Dale. So he was a great influence in my music career as well, and got to do a lot of things with American Kids, and I learned a lot with that organization, and got to perform on the show that they had at the Starlight Theater.
Yeah, so they used to do a lot of competitions here in Branson. I don't know if they're doing that so much now, but they would do a lot of competitions where kids from really all over the Midwest would come in.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great exposure for young talent in Branson.
Yes.
So,
and I believe they've actually regenerated it, and they're starting it up again. Recently.
So if you're a young entertainer, check out American Kids. It might be a great way to learn more about the business.
Definitely. Get a lot of experience under your belt.
And so you had been, you had been in the business, so to say, then everything changed, you got married, then what happened?
Well, I have 4 kids now, so I raised a family, and I was a stay-at-home mom for 14 years, and I homeschooled. And we actually...
That's a tough job.
Yeah. We actually traveled the country in an RV with my husband's work. So not only homeschooling, but in an RV as well. So that was quite the experience, too. So we were very close-knit, that's for sure.
Yes.
But 2 years ago, unfortunately, we went through a divorce. And so the only thing that I knew how to do was be a mom and to sing. So I figured Branson would be a great place to get back into singing and raise my family.
There you go. And so you're here in Branson now, and over those 2 years now, you've been trying to develop your career.
Yes. It's actually harder than it looks. Juggling single mom life and just trying to stay afloat and get my career going again after taking such a long break. Yeah. Most of the people that knew me back, whenever I was here in Branson, either aren't around or don't remember me. So it's been a long journey, but it's all been in God's timing, and I've just seen it unfold. The very first gig, so to speak, that I got was actually from my landlord. He happened to be in the 135th Army Band out of Springfield, and they lost their lead vocalist. And so they offered me the opportunity to audition for that. And so I'm contracted in for that. I'm not part of the National Guard, but I've been with them for about 1.5 years now, and we've been it's been a wonderful experience for me because it introduced me to kind of forcing me to do other genres and different styles, and so it's definitely broadened my vocal range and repertoire. And we do a lot of military balls, and we did a spring tour and a summer tour. This past summer, we got to sing down at the Branson Landing and Worlds of Fun and Six Flags, and also the Harry S. Truman Library.
So is there a website even for that group, where if like someone wanted to see that, or are those more closed private events, or
The balls are more private events, but the 135th Army Band does have a Facebook page that they post. There's 3 or 4 different bands within the 135th Army Band, and ours is called Aftershock, and it's more of dance music, but they post lots of videos and things like that.
You kind of don't think of a band being like dance music in the military.
Right.
You just don't think of that. So
well, that's what it's so neat to know that even exists. So for me to be a part of that, it's been awesome. It's been a good experience.
So we're on this journey, and as you're growing up, you're doing Southern gospel, you're putting out albums, you're going 200 days a year or 200 shows a year, and then life changes, and so now life changes again, and so now you've come to Branson, and
Yes.
Let's talk about a little bit more about that here in just a minute. We'll be right back to talk with more with Ashley White.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson. We're here today talking with Ashley White, an up-and-coming rising star here in Branson, Missouri. So, you're kind of just telling us your military band that you're a part of, but there's other things that you are doing and working on as well.
Yes, one of the other things that I started doing when I moved to Branson was, of course, I joined a church, and it's Grace Bible Fellowship, and going there, I was able to meet Tony Orlando's brother, David Orlando. He went there, and got to talking to him and about my past career, and over the last year, we've developed a great friendship and partnership. And he's really helped me out. He's taken me into the studio. He's a producer at the Mansion Studios here in Branson, and initially started working on a contemporary Christian CD. And over the months, we've kind of added to that. So I've actually I have 3 projects in the works right now.
That's a lot.
Yes.
That's a lot. That's a
I'm
lot.
working on a contemporary Christian CD as well as a solo country CD, and a more in-depth country CD as well that we're going to try to get some more original material and do some writing on my own and go to Nashville and meet with some writers, and that's something that I've never done, so it's something that I'm exploring. But I'm also just doing a cover album of a lot of the songs that I sing at my gigs that I do here in Branson.
So the other day, David, I met him for the first time in person. I mean, I've known about him for a long time, but he actually came to my office, and we got to talking about you.
Yeah.
And so he took his phone out and he played one of these songs. Let's see, is it something Heaven?
Heaven.
Heaven.
Yes.
And he's like, listen to this, Chris, and pretty darn good.
Thank you.
So I was impressed, and so he had said he had been working with you on that. Now, you've teamed up with the 6-time Guitar Player of the Year in Branson.
Yes, Dino Strunk.
So talk about that a little bit.
Yes. So almost about a year ago, I met Dino because I had to fill in for Carrie Garrison because she wasn't feeling well, and so I got to fill in for her for a show that's in Springfield, and Dino was one of the players in that band, and we just kind of hit it off real well and got to talking and decided that we'd try to put a duo together, and so this spring we got that going, and this summer we did lots of gigs together, and we call ourselves Ashley, Dawn, and Dino. And
this is not Dino Kartsanakis, by the way. This is Dino Strunk.
Dino Strunk, yes.
Yeah, Strunk.
And he's also the guitar player at the Doug Gabriel show as well. But he plays for a lot of people in town. He plays for Melody Hart and their family when they go around with their new family band that they're doing. And so yeah, we've kind of fizzled out since the summer has come to an end. And
See, I don't like that word fizzle
I
out.
don't either.
I think it should be just taking a break, right? Taking a break.
Yeah, we're taking a break, but we're looking to the future though. But we're looking to put a full band together and do some bigger things and spread our wings a little bit in the future.
So to me, you're really working hard. Different types of albums, different gigs, different genres.
Yes.
And you're really trying to make your dreams come true.
Yes.
And then have 4 kids at the same time. That's
well,
pretty
I really
awesome.
do. I feel like it's my calling, and it's what I was born to do. And somehow, some way, God's going to make a way, and He's been unfolding it.
You just don't
slowly but surely.
always know what the path is going to be.
Right.
Right. So when you say that you feel like it's your calling, talk a little bit more about that.
Well, like I said, I've been doing it since I was 6 years old, and when I took that 15-year break, it was really tough to not be doing. There was a hole, it was just missing, and so it was a really difficult time for me. Unfortunately, my husband at the time wouldn't allow me to sing, and that was a big part of why I didn't sing. But my uncle, Larry Prater, he had a theater in Lebanon, and that was my outlet. I was able to sing on that. And so over those years, I went a couple times a year and was able to sing, and just realized that I couldn't not sing.
Yeah.
And
so what you're really saying, I'm trying to put the words in your mouth, is that God designed you to do this.
Yes, I really do believe that.
And that's what I think based on what you're telling me. Yeah, and that's awesome.
Yep.
So if you've ever watched the show, maybe you've never watched the show, but if you've watched the show, I'm a huge contemporary Christian music fan. And so, do you have any favorites in that realm?
Lauren Daigle.
Oh yeah.
Definitely Lauren Daigle. She is at the top. Casting Crowns, Third Day. I love their sound. And what's weird is I tend to gravitate towards male vocalists because I have a little bit lower of a register with my voice, and just kind of the grit that some of them have. I tend to follow that. So.
I'm a huge Mac Powell fan.
Yeah.
In fact, I followed Third Day from their very first tape till their final reunion tour this last year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Where can people find more information about you?
Well, they can go to my Facebook page. It's Ashley Dawn Music. And a lot of people want to know how Dawn is spelled. It's D-A-W-N, Ashley Dawn Music. I was actually named after both of my grandpas, Dawn. So I wanted to make sure that was in there. My grandpa always called me his songbird, and he passed away when I was 11, just whenever my singing career kind of started blossoming. So I owe a lot to him as well.
And so do you have any upcoming shows? Because you said something about you had done, or you're playing the Bucket List periodically or something like that?
I'm at the Bucket List with Dino every Thursday. And that's here in Branson from 5 to 7 on Thursdays. And we do mostly country. We throw a little bit of other genres in there. I do a little bit of Lady Gaga.
There you go. So would you, if someone had a corporate event, could they go to your website and say, hey, we want you to come sing?
Most definitely.
Most definitely.
Again, like I said, my Facebook is Ashley Dawn Music, and then I also have a website, it's ashleydawnshow.com. And David and I have been working closely together at trying to kind of generate that website and get me out.
Yes. So, folks, lots in the works here. And here's the deal. When you're big on the charts, I'm going to say you were here first.
That's right.
And so, I know you've been working hard, because I don't know if you remember this, but you and I met in my Sunday school class at church. Now, you don't go to church there now, but I remember meeting you there, and that's been several years ago.
Yes.
When you came to town. And so I just wish you much success. Keep pursuing your dreams.
Thank you very much.
And folks, I think you're going to be seeing Ashley here in Branson. So check her out, go to her website, and or go to her Facebook, and we'll be back in just a minute. folks, welcome back to Play Branson. We're wrapping up the show. I want to let you know about a few things that are happening in Branson. We have Lee Greenwood coming up on December 4th. He's going to be at Dick Clark's American Bandstand Theater. We have the Hughes Brothers Christmas Show running now through December 30th at the Hughes Brothers Theater. That's one of the most popular Christmas shows in town. Of course, we have Lights of Joy Christmas Drive-Thru running through January 1st every night from 5 to 11. We also have Johnny Mathis, November 22nd and 23rd over at the Mansion Theater. And some things that are coming up after Christmas, right after Christmas in Branson. And most people don't know about this because they don't advertise it. It's actually part of a big conference called Extreme Conference. For King and Country will be in Branson. Skillet will be in Branson. And New Song will be in Branson, as well as a few other artists. And let me tell you, folks, King and Country, if you've never seen them, they are amazing. Skillet, if you like hard rock, they put on one of the best shows from a Christian rock perspective. That'll be down at the Branson Convention Center right after Christmas. We want to thank you for watching Play Branson. We appreciate your support. If you haven't liked us on Facebook, go do that at Play Branson, or Instagram, we're at Play Branson. And send us a message if there's an artist you'd like to see we haven't done yet. We want you to have a Merry Christmas, and we look forward to being with you next week on Play Branson.